When it comes to the internet nowadays, everything is web services. And a great example of this is Amazon's AWS. So the question then becomes, what is it for blockchains? Well, that's why today we're going to talk about the ANKR protocol. So let's jump right into it. So here we are on the ANKR homepage, and the first thing I want to discuss and sort of frame is that they are an API layer for the layer 1s and layer 2 networks out there. So you can go ahead and sort of join into this API and then start to build out on top of those other networks. I think that's really cool. However, with that said, what I do wonder is sort of what are some of the differences? What makes this dramatically different than just building on top of some of the existing layer 1 or layer 2 infrastructure that's already in place? What advantages do you get with this? Is it just easier to code? Is it just the fact that if you write code with ANKR, you can then port it over to other chains more easily because it's interchangeable and interoperable? Those are some of the unanswered questions I have. However, one thing I did learn about ANKR that I thought was very interesting is that with some of these other chains, you have to essentially run your own validator, your own node, your own infrastructure. And with ANKR, you don't need to do that. You can just sort of use their infrastructure and get running. So I think that's really fascinating. Let's jump in a little bit further. If we go to the I'm a developer section, launch the application, now we can get a framework for what RPCs are available. You know, we can jump here on Avalanche, Phantom, Polygon, Ethereum, Solana, all really cool stuff. I'm not exactly sure how it all works and what the documentation is for each one of these networks or platforms. But overall, it's a really cool concept to have this API layer on top of another API layer. I just don't quite have an understanding of what all of the advantages are, but I'm sure there are some advantages. One big advantage that I actually can think of right away is that if you want to talk to multiple protocols, this makes it much easier. Especially if you're an exchange, for example, or if you want to add staking for multiple protocols or multiple wallets and integrate them together, that's where ANKR would definitely come in. I'm just also thinking more long-term about if it has a place with building standalone dApps on top of it as well in terms of using their API infrastructure. That's where I have some unknowns. So this is the quick overview of ANKR. Let's jump back to the homepage, take one more closer look at them. So the first thing I want to discuss is not only can you build on ANKR, but you can also earn money. So they're in the process of building out their StakeFi. They also have parachain liquid bonding. They're also doing an integration with Kusama and Polkadot. And as we scroll down, we get a little bit deeper dive into ANKR. We can see here that there are so many different integrations and things that ANKR connects with. We can also see that this project is being used a lot. We're talking 500 million calls to the blockchain per day. These are huge numbers. Processing $1 billion in transactions a month, very high numbers, and I think this is going to go up dramatically in a big way, especially if it is so simple to use and build on. So now let's jump to the charts. Here we are on TradingView looking at the ANKR BTC pair. Right now it's trading at 232 in terms of Satoshi value, and we can see here we've seen a little bit of a dip and a little rebound in terms of the BTC value. When we zoom in, we can see that we've had some big candles go up as high as almost 400 sats. Right now we're down a little bit, but overall this project does look really good, and I think this is going to trend up in a big way over time. I look at this as a sleeping giant. So why do I think this is a sleeping giant? Well, let me show you one thing. Let's go back to the web. I want to pull up a chart right here. Amazon Web Services, 6-year financials going up every single quarter. This just kind of shows you fundamentally where the industry is in terms of the usage of web services. It just continues to rise. Profitability with it also continues to rise. And now that this is happening in just the web services industry in general, I imagine this is going to heavily translate over to the blockchain. And if ANKR can capitalize this, this is going to be huge. So overall, what do I think of ANKR? I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see how it progresses and where the project goes. I see a very big future for this project, and it's definitely one I'm going to hold to see what happens. I think there's going to be a lot of price movement with it coming soon once the altcoin market really starts to heat up. As always, guys, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content about ANKR. Also, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and comment below and let me know, what are your thoughts on ANKR? What are your thoughts on web services in the industry? Do you think the web service industry translates to blockchain? Let me know. I'll see you guys later.